Yeah, my name is Aaron Brown and went to USC, obviously, as you can see by the hat. I'm a Canadian sprinter, 3-time Olympian and 2-time Olympic medalist, as well as a 2-time World Championship medalist in the 4x100 meter relay, 8-time Canadian national champion, and, looking to get better and go bigger.
So you've actually had the product on you for, say, a couple of weeks, almost a month.
Right.
What have you been feeling with it so far on the track? How does it feel? Is it like you thought it was going to be?
It's a little tougher. So the EXOGEN, when we put it on, you can definitely feel your imbalances and your weaknesses when you're running. You have to really exaggerate what you have to do when you're running. For me, specifically, I know that I don't raise my knees as much. So when I have the EXOGEN on, I can really feel that my knees aren't raising, because if you're not raising it and not putting an emphasis on raising your knees, you're really gonna be dragged down by the weight. So you have to overemphasize that knee lift and make sure that you're really bringing it up when you're running. And that helps me to focus and connect that neuromuscular activity between, my brain activity and my knees, and I could feel exactly what I want my body to do. So that's going to help me in the race when I go forward with the season, because I'm really going to remember that connectivity and focus on that feeling that I had when I was really overemphasizing that knee lift. When I take it off, I could really feel that knee lift still going on even without the weight, because I'm used to having to force it when I have the weights on.
Well, and that's interesting. You said that on-off. How does it feel when that weight comes off? Like immediately the correct positions start falling in place, right?
Exactly. It's like, even though it's off, you still remember, you remember what it feels like when you have it on. So even though the weight's gone, you still remember to raise your knees, for example, or to get your arms up, or wherever you are, wherever you put it on your body, you still feel those movements, and it trains the body to run correctly.
Right. Last thing you said the first thing you said is, man, it's a lot heavier than you think.
Yes.
So, I put some of those loads on you, and Coach has, and we're only talking about, I think we had 200 grams, half a pound on the front of the thigh, another 200, 400 grams on the glutes, pulling the body down. What percent harder is it running with that little bit of weight, like for when you were doing those movements?
See, it depends on what you're running, because if you're running something short, like a short interval, like 100 or even a 150, it's not that bad. But the longer you go, like we did 500s the other day, with that on your body, it compounds the longer you go. So every step that you're taking, you feel it more and more and more. Especially when that fatigue onsets, you really start to feel it. Like I felt like I ran, a full-on, all-out 400 meters, and I was really going like 14 seconds per 100 meter interval.
Right.
So as the distance increases and the fatigue sets on, you really start to feel it, especially when you're doing some deep runs like 400.
Well, and so we always say, light is the new heavy. When you're specific and moving fast with a lightweight, it's as bad or worse than a heavy squat.
Yeah, exactly. You really feel it. It's magnified, especially when you're feeling that lactic already from the long run. So you compound that with the EXOGEN and the weights. It's going to feel like really, really tough training, and it's good. It's going to pay off. You get that extra strength boost that you're looking for. Every little second counts. So adding in a little element to strengthen your training is going to, pay dividends.
Because we spent a long time trying to make it comfortable. At your level, even your shoelace matters, right? Yeah. And so being comfortable is important, and just share a little bit of how you think it can help sprinters or speed-focused athletes in general, as a general training tool.
No, it's good. When you're running, you don't want to feel a lot of weight bogging you down, and you want to make sure that it's comfortable, because if you feel something off, that's going to affect the way you're running. You want to feel comfortable, loose, almost like you're running naked out there. You want to feel free. So the more stuff you put on, the more baggy it gets, and the harder it is to feel that same feeling you get when you're running without any weights. So for this to be comfortable and to seamlessly fit on your body, it's definitely a helpful tool that I would recommend for other young sprinters, because you can get that weight training and resistance training that will improve your running, but you won't feel like you have this big old weight on you that's holding you down, and it's uncomfortable and clunky. Yeah,
comfort is king, right?
Exactly.
Especially when you're trying to focus on top speed.
Yep.
Hey, that's awesome, man. Really appreciate your time. Look forward to working with you over the season, and let's have a great World Championship this year.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
High knees, guys. Keep up, keep tall, Jerome, tall.